What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and seeing as Hawkeye releases today, I figured I might as well share some of my custom LEGO Marvel minifigures with you guys that I created that I have shared on Instagram, but that I have not yet shared on YouTube. Now, I have figures based off of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and Hawkeye itself, of course. Now, it's kind of an odd selection, I know, but they're really the only Marvel figures that I have to show off that I haven't shared before, and they're all based on properties from Marvel that I do like. So, let's get started with the one figure I made from Guardians 2. Now, starting off with the one figure that I designed from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, of course, my favorite MCU movie, I made Ego, the Living Planet, or just Ego, played by Kurt Russell himself. Now, this is one that a lot of people have created before, and I just thought I might as well try my hand at creating my own version. Now, I do think there are better versions out there, like, for example, using the newer Obi-Wan Kenobi head is a good option, but I don't have that. So I just went with the best pieces I could find within my collection, and I think I came out with a pretty decent-looking Ego figure. The hairpiece I used is the hairpiece from Nearly Headless Nick from the Hogwarts Great Hall set. The face is from Dumbledore from that same set, or from the Advent Calendar, I believe. The cape is the dark brown cape from Boromir from the Mines of Moria Lord of the Rings set. The kind of belt piece here is from Will Turner, or really any Pirates of the Caribbean minifigure. It adds kind of that necessary strap that goes across his chest from the movie. The torso I used is from Baze Malbus from Rogue One, but flipped around. I think that looks pretty accurate there, with kind of the cloth draping down, almost similar to his scarf that he has in the movie. The arms I used are from the Mandalorian in his Beskar armor. I think that has kind of the necessary details because he does have kind of those shoulder pads and then like kind of arm gauntlets. They aren't really like gauntlets, they aren't really metal. I'm not really sure what they are, but I believe the Mandalorian arms do give you kind of that necessary detail that is similar to Ego's arm detailing from the film. And for his legs, I have the legs from Star-Lord T'Challa. Now, I actually contemplated using the wild-style legs from the LEGO Movie 2, but I realized that he actually has brown boots with black pants, not brown pants with black boots. So I actually figured the newer kind of Star-Lord T'Challa legs actually worked pretty good for Ego, and that's pretty much it for my design of Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. As I said, I do think there are better hair options and better head options out there, but I just don't have them in my collection. But considering what I do have in my collection, I think this is a pretty good recreation of Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, moving on to my Falcon and the Winter Soldier characters, we have Isaiah Bradley. Now, this one is actually kind of just one I threw together using a bunch of parts that I've already created for figures earlier in the year. The hair is actually the hairpiece that I used on Crosshair earlier this year, which is the thin hairpiece painted silver. Since I found a better hairpiece for Crosshair, which was the newer Falcon hairpiece, I just figured I might as well reuse this because it works really well for Isaiah. The face is just kind of the usual, like, African-American minifigure face print. LEGO's used it on a lot of figures, such as Killmonger, the fireman from Spider-Man Far From Home, as well as just kind of a lot of rebel soldiers from Star Wars. And I just painted on this silver beard. I actually originally used this painted head for T'Challa, and then I repainted it for Grief Karga from The Mandalorian, so it's gone through a bunch of different usages, and I actually do think it works really well for Isaiah. The torso I used is actually from one of the Harry Potter variants. I believe it came in the Expecto Patronum set. And the legs are the Hermione legs from the second Harry Potter CMF series, and that's pretty much it for Isaiah Bradley. Then moving on from Isaiah, we have his nephew, I believe, and that is Elijah Bradley. This one's pretty simple. I just used the new Star-Lord T'Challa hairpiece paired with the Finn head from Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now you may be asking, what is this gold chain? He has kind of a gold necklace in the show, and to emulate that, I tried kind of wrapping a gold chain around him. It doesn't really look that good, but it's kind of the best I could do to recapture that kind of necklace he has in the show. The torso is from Bruce Banner or Maria Hill, and the legs are just kind of these mid-legs in blue. He has jeans in the show, but I don't really have a better color for the mid-legs. I do think there is kind of a more denim-colored version of the mid legs, but I don't have it in my collection, so I just opted out to use these blue legs from Luna Lovegood from the first Harry Potter CMF series. Next up, we have my figures based on Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, LEGO did make sets based on Shang Chi, but they were too expensive, so I didn't get any of them, and LEGO seems to be insistent upon using white minifigure parts for Asian characters. I don't know why they're insistent upon doing that, because it's getting quite annoying, but I figured I'd try my hand at making my own versions of the characters from the film to try and make them a little bit more accurate. So right here we have Wen Wu, or the Mandarin, Shang-Chi's father. So for him I used the hairpiece from Superman and a face from a character from the LEGO Batman movie whose name I don't remember off the top of my head, but I believe he came in one of the CMF series based on that movie. The arms are just kind of these bare arms to match the head. Now, I do believe that there are arms that exist with this skin tone and black kind of at the top of the sleeves, like dual molded arms, and I do think those would work better, but I don't have them in my collection, so I just opted to use bare sleeves. I also gave him these kind of Lord of the Rings ring pieces because, of course, he has the 10 rings. Obviously, I can't put 10 rings on his arms, but I just have 2 rings there to kind of emulate the 10 ring bracelets there. And then for the torso and legs, I used the Harumi torso and legs from Ninjago. Now, this isn't 100% accurate, or these parts aren't 100% accurate, but I do believe kind of the color scheme is there, and I think they do look pretty decent overall for Wen Wu. Next up, we have our title character from the movie, and that is, of course, Shang-Chi himself. Now, for him, I used the Superman hair. I know I said I used the Superman hair for Wen Wu, but this is the DCEU Superman hair, not the comic book Superman hair, which I used for Wen Wu. The face is from Ned from Spider-Man Far From Home. The torso is, I believe, from Nakia, but flipped around because the front has female-specific printing. The legs are just kind of these black legs with a little bit of red printing to kind of continue the outfit onto the legs. I'm not sure where they're from. I want to say they're from a minifigure series, but I don't remember which one off the top of my head. And for him, I just kind of gave him these, like, jumper pieces from the Marvel CMF series with the ring pieces and then kind of some blast pieces at the end to kind of emulate the power of the 10 rings. Then finally, we have the character you've all been waiting for from the show that begins airing today, and that is Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop from Hawkeye. For her, I used the hair from Nia from the LEGO Ninjago movie and the face from Tina Goldstein from either the Newt's Suitcase set or the LEGO Dimensions set. I gave her a black quiver on the back, and the torso from Star-Lord T'Challa from the Marvel CMF series flipped around. I also added the arms from, I believe, the Wonder Twins from the LEGO Batman CMF series. The hip piece is from one of the Death Troopers from Rogue One, and the legs are from either Hawkeye or Gamora or Star-Lord. They've come in a lot of places. And I gave her this kind of Legolas bow and arrow piece from either The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings that I think actually does have an excellent resemblance to Kate Bishop's bow from the show. Now, with all that said, that's pretty much it for this kind of mini Marvel showcase here. I know this was kind of a random selection of characters, but they were characters that I had recently created figures for, and I figured there was no better time to do a Marvel showcase than for something that I'm actually kind of looking forward to. Hawkeye looks like it might be kind of a fun time, a ground-level story similar to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that's kind of what I'm looking for out of Marvel at this point, so I'm actually looking forward to the Hawkeye show. You guys please let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of these custom figures, and what are your thoughts on Hawkeye? Are you looking forward to it? And by the time this video is up, the show will probably be out, so let me know what you think of Hawkeye, or the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye in the comments below as well. Just whatever your thoughts are, please let me know them all in the comments below. And of course, as always, I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.